Hi everyone. So in this video, I'm going to share my routine that I followed for 6 months to improve my English. Yes, as we know, there are multiple methods and ways to learn a language, right? So today, I'm going to disclose my routine that I followed and that helped me to reach in this level. Though I don't think that I'm fluent, but I'm very close to my fluency level. So now, without any delay, coming to the point, how was my routine and how much time I used to give every single day? Well, I used to split my time into three parts. That was morning, noon, and night. Though I was not that early bird, I'm a night owl, so you know that night owl that means retiring for bed late hours. Therefore, I used to wake up late. Okay, so my first activity that I used to follow in the morning was reading because in the morning time I feel that I'm fresh and I don't want to use my smartphone or any kind of distraction because if I will use my smartphone, definitely I will get distracted. Therefore, reading a book in the morning was keeping ourselves entire day energetic. So how do I read? First, I simply read one or two pages. Yes, I read one or two pages out loud. First, I read out loud and I underline that all unfamiliar words which I don't know. Yes. Then I just write down the meaning of that underlined words on my books. Yes, because I know it will be look like a dirty book, but it's okay. Just write down all the unfamiliar words. Later, I read again. Yes, I reread that one or two page, but silently because now I need to understand the meaning properly. Because I don't think that if you are just reading and not getting proper meaning of that context, it would be totally useless to read. So you must need to understand what you are reading. Because in my case, while I used to read out loud, I was not able to get proper meaning. Therefore, I reread silently and I get proper meaning. Okay. So later there were another activity that was vocabulary. So I used to remember 5 vocabulary and I collect my vocabulary from the book I read. Okay, so I simply write down the meaning in my notebook and I try to write 5 sentences of that vocabulary which I was trying to remember. I used to take help of internet obviously, and by writing that 5 sentences somehow the word I don't need to remember it. I just easily get remember because I'm writing 5 sentences related to my life. Yes, I just took help of internet, but that sentence I try to convert to take example of myself. Yes. Then later I used to create a small story just for remembering that 5 vocabulary for long term, because you know that our brain loves stories. If we create something in a story form, then we will easily remember it. Okay. So yes, initially I used to remember 5 vocabulary, but later I just decreased. I realized that it is not being beneficial for me. I'm not able to, you know, to to use in my practical life. Therefore, I just reduce 5 to 3 vocabulary. Okay, and it was very easy to remember, and even I was able to utilize and to use in my real conversation. So this is how I used to remember vocabulary. Even I was also suffering a lot that how could I able to get to remember vocabulary, because there were a list of vocabulary. Okay. Then I prepare breakfast because in the morning I have one work, that is preparing breakfast. Yeah. Then after preparing breakfast, I used to have a conversation. Yes, it was for 30 minutes. So I was having one group that I mentioned in my previous video, that I do have one group where I get easily partner. There I used to practice. This was my morning routine. Okay. Then in the afternoon while cooking food, I used to listen podcast. So I just simply start my podcast and I start cooking. Okay. So I was a bit crazy because I bought earbuds just because of listening practice. Because somehow there were college as well, that I used to go 2 to 3 days college in a week. So whenever there were college day to go to college, I was not getting proper and enough time to practice for listening practice especially. So I thought, why not to buy earbuds, but it was duplicate and very cheap, so I bought it. And I think it was accessible for only 3 months literally, because the price was quite cheap. That was the result. Anyway, it helped me. Whenever I start cooking food, I just put AirWords and I start cooking it. I used to cook food for 2 hours and I used to listen 2 hours. It was very beneficial for me. Now, after completing my lunch, I used to practice. Yes, I used to practice practically. That means having a conversation to somebody for 30 to 1 hour. I just simply have a conversation and I enjoyed. But the problem was that I can't practice and to talk to somebody just sitting in my room comfortably. I can't. I need to go to roof so that nobody could able to listen me that with whom I am talking and using this language. Otherwise, especially my mother, she always, I don't know, but she always used to bother me. But I don't take it serious because Indian mothers do have this character. So this is the feature of our mothers, right? So we shouldn't be complain about that, and I don't complain. So she always used to bother me that why you are using this language that much. But I never used to take it serious. Then, after having my conversation, I used to listen carefully because during work or during travel, whenever I used to listen, I was not able to give my 100% to pay attention what they are talking, right? But for 30 minutes, I fixed my time that I need to listen and watch something carefully so that I could observe them, how they are using, what the words they are using, and the pronunciation, everything. So I have to focus for 30 minutes carefully and attentively to watch something. Okay. Then it was enough in the noon time. So there were even my studies as well that I used to take online classes. So at the night time, I used to focus on writing and self-talk. Okay. So writing was for 30 minutes. I randomly pick up pictures. You can see on the screen, these were the pictures. I randomly pick up and try to share my perspective, try to write my perspective about that picture. So this is how I practice for writing 30 minutes. Okay. Then self-talk. So yes, I used to follow self-talk, that audio recording, video recording, and mirror talk. Yes. First, audio recording. I simply start my audio and start recording from the morning, whatever I did. Just I share my all the stuff that I did entire day in my recording. Okay. And it was like day 1, day 2, day 3. Then video recording. So for video recording, I just randomly take one topic, just like neighborhood, friendship, love. So these were the random topic that I used to choose and start speaking in front of camera. And somehow I was very surprised that how well I'm speaking about this topic, though I was thinking that I don't have anything to speak and to talk about this topic. But when I start to explain and to elaborate that topics, I was like, wow, yeah, you can do it, you have that knowledge. So we have information, we have knowledge, but somehow we are not aware of it. So you need to just give it a try. Okay. Then I used to focus on mirror talk. So in mirror talk, I just usually simply sit like this. And sometimes I used to stand up in front of mirror and I was like, hi, how are you? How is going on your studies? So I consider like I'm talking to somebody in front of mirror. Yeah, it was like this. And I used to share all the things, all my mistakes, all my feedback as well in front of mirror. I used to ask her, can you give me some feedback that I'm improving or not, where I'm lacking? So these were the talk that I used to speak in front of mirror, and somehow mirror became my best friend. Yes, because whenever I used to talk in front of mirror now, I was feeling like I was sharing everything, whatever was going on inside me and into my mind. So these were the activities that I followed at the night time. But one more thing that I want to mention, these were the activities that I used to follow between 12 to 2. Yes, after completing my academic studies, I used to focus on this. So after completing this all self-talk, I was like, now I can't utter even a single words. I was completely exhausted at that time. Then there was last activity, that was writing my diary. So I forced myself. I used to force myself that, Mosmi, see, you need to write. Then go and sleep. So I just keep my diary and start writing that my morning was this, my noon was this, my night was this, and close my diary and just I fall asleep. And that time, you can't believe, I used to sleep within 1 minute. Yes. Because when I'm so tired now, I'm mentally so tired that I just, within a second, I can fall asleep. But when I'm not, it takes me more than 1 hour to get sleep, to fall asleep. Therefore, somehow it was helping me to have a relaxation sleep, and this is how I used to practice every day. Yeah. So it sounds that I used to focus everything, every single stuff. I didn't miss and avoid anything. If you will talk about self talk, I did. I used to follow everything. If you will talk about speaking, writing, reading, all this stuff, I used to focus. Because as I mentioned, that these was the routine that I followed for only 6 months. It was 1 year that I just totally dedicate myself. I force myself, I push myself that now it's time to keep dedication, keep consistency, and you need to reach in your fluency level. And today, I could say I'm not fluent, but I'm very close to my fluency level. And very soon I will reach there. What is my satisfaction level that I want to reach? Yes. Anyway, this was all that I wanted to share with you today, and I will catch you very soon in my next video. Till then, you have to take care of yourself, and don't forget that you need to suit your all negative thoughts and live your life like you are the king of your life. Okay, bye bye.